Yeah, I'm not a big fan of those days. You said what the fuck?
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Oscar, did you post the flow? Oh yeah, you did. It was from today. Yeah.
It's too late. Don't fix it.
All right. Okay, my bad, guys. Wow, my mic was not on for that entire time I was talking. What I was saying was, Oscar, apparently the Columbia game, I only watched like 20 minutes of it, but apparently my brother said it was really amazing.
Yeah, great defending by Colombia. Like,
Dude, what I was saying though is I wanted a Columbia. I wanted a Colombia Argentina final anyways. That's who was like the clear winners for me. Raider, do you think the market dump tomorrow? What do you see in your crystal ball? What do I see in my crystal ball? We'll have to see, man. To be honest, I haven't yet to scan, but as far as a dump, I don't know, man. I mean, we've talked about it last night that the better trade is likely to be to the downside, at least on the indices within the next week or so. But again, the hardest part is always timing, and we're always just playing both sides. So we'll see. There might be some nice trades to cook up here. Yeah, I am. My bad. Bro, I was talking to Chains for like 10 minutes, and I just was like, damn. It's crazy. But yeah, we gotta scan what came in today. All right, you guys can't see my screen, so let me share. All right, you guys should be able to see that now that I have absolutely crazy internet. I fixed my internet today, and that shit went bananas. So we do this. How about that? Did you guys take XLU too? I took that one today. That one was kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. It went like down 30% and then up 50% at close.
XLU.
Yeah,
I took nothing today.
nice.
My ass was okay. Work.
This is interesting. Check this out. ITB flow. That's actually pretty rare. We'll look at that in a second. Let me send it in chat here. Save that one. Chains, is that your coworker? What's up, Blast Trades? How are you, man?
Hey,
Hope you're doing well.
Amanda.
What'd you say?
Talking about Amanda.
Yes, I'm talking about Amanda.
No, we used to work together.
Right.
Nah,
It's
she's
always who you working with, Chains. It's always who you working with.
all over my. We don't work together. We don't work together.
Oh. And you called her sugar, dude. That's crazy.
For...
I'm not gonna lie. That's like you're on all fours right now, barking like a dog.
No, that's her.
Okay,
bro.
look at this. Did you see this SOXL as well? Look at this. Check this out.
Soxel.
Soxel, dude. Look at this order. So, this is gonna be interesting. I didn't see any other flow other than this. We'll check the smaller flow, but I don't think there'll be anything here. We'll do sub 50Ks. You can look for anything 712 might be really good if it's under 100K.
100% crazy puts.
The financial queen just said my favorite YouTuber. That's right. Okay, guys. So check this out. So we have to look at a few trades here. First of all, let me make this text white for you guys. We will have a lesson later as well. So for those that are still with me tonight, it's only going to be around an hour and a half stream. But we will have a lesson towards the end. But the first half is always finding trades for those that you guys are new. So we have to look at this one. This is ITB. So did you guys see why this flow is kind of unique? Do you see this flow, Chains?
Yeah.
This is a hedge. Actually, maybe it's not. Let me check.
Is that?
What?
Uh,
So when he bought these at 99.47, oh, this order is cooked, dude. This order is so cooked. Okay, this is one we're gonna have to watch for. So bearish ITB. I mean, I've been bearish home builders for a minute now, but damn, that's strong. Let me see this. Damn. Yeah, I don't know if you can short that. But if you get a gap down, this order's cooked. This is for 719. This is going to be a trade next week, not this week. So keep an eye on that order.
yeah, some guy.
By the way, guys, if you are in our Discord, we actually have this software that you can track these flow orders. If you guys are unfamiliar with my option flow strategy, you guys can watch some of this stream yesterday. That will help you out a lot. But for now, I'm just going to do this. So, for example, this is going to be a hedge trade. So we'll just do this. We do ticker ITB, strike price 101, number of contracts. We'll just track one of these orders. He got 1,043 contracts. And the expiration date is 07/19/2024. Premium per contract he paid 1.30. And this is going to be take trade next week short. If still in the money.
So how about Home Depot?
What do you mean?
How about that? I just sent it in the chat.
Is this tripping? Oh, I have to do this, don't I? There we go. There we go. So right here, this will add my flow to the thing. And again, this is just tools we built. But this tool right here, I added this. So now it will track this order. It will tell me the nearest put wall, the nearest call wall, and then it'll also tell me the premium it's currently at, which is huge for tracking when to take a trade against them. What did you trade today, Mr. Raider? Today, I didn't take many trades. I did XLU. I did a few other trades as well. But mainly today was just kind of, I mean, one of the things I played today was semiconductors and software. So I actually shorted ZS in the morning. And then SMCI, or no, NVIDIA and AMD were two that I played, but I didn't get much on those. So today was a slower day, man. I'm gonna be honest. Didn't do too much. I was busy too, doing a lot of other stuff. So it happens. The bigger moves are gonna be next week, anyways. The markets are kind of dead right now, to be honest. I mean, people look at this and go, "Oh, look, it's up 1%," but I mean, you look at SPY, and the only thing that moved were just the moves were actually not that good. I mean, one that moved was of course Tesla didn't do anything. None of these names are doing anything, but we'll find some trades. So there's that one. So we have ITB. This is going to be a hedge order next week. Not tomorrow for what? Sorry, Ryan, if that's how you say it. Okay, was that all the flow? Was that seriously it? Damn. It seems these guys are going crazy on BlackRock. Be okay. For 820 tomorrow? They think it's going to go to 820 tomorrow. All right. So this is going to be buy the dip trade on BOK tomorrow. Okay. So the reasoning behind this order, so check this out, okay? So this guy bought at 808. All right. So he bought right here. Oh, that's a black line. 1 second. Is the music too loud, by the way? Should I turn this down? Let me know, guys. But as far as this right here, so this guy bought right here. They rewarded him instantly, but it's more than likely that tomorrow, again, the market makers balance this guy out a little. So expect a bearish move in the morning, and then I guess you could try to buy the dip. Maybe with 712 contracts, but I think the better scenario is to just go 719. But this is definitely going to be a buy the dip trade on BOK. So that's going to be one as well. We can try to find an exact level here. So BOK. For him to get discounted, it's not going to take much, since he only has for tomorrow. So I'm guessing 60%'s 804, 805, somewhere down here. So this could be an 803 by the dip. But that's pretty deep. It's between 806 and 803. One of these levels is going to cause a reversal here. So watch that in the morning for tomorrow. If it flushes down fast below 803 with a lot of momentum, don't buy it. Just get it back towards the highs here. And then again, 719. That's going to be my trade on that one. So there's that. Someone's betting on a huge pump in Solars tomorrow. You see this, Chains?
Yeah. What was it? FSO.
ENPH.
Oh,
This is a good setup, dude. But tomorrow is such a tight window. But this setup is really good. What?
Wait, why not play against some of these puts though for tomorrow, or for another week?
What do you mean?
Like Home Depot, Marvel.
That Home Depot's 60K. That's not gonna be. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but it expires on Friday.
Yeah, it's just too strong. I'm gonna be honest. Don't worry about it. This EMPH though, this is a good one. Yo, Raider, I sent you that flow, bro. Which one? But yeah, Chains, I honestly think ENPH has a good setup. Today, listen, today I was telling Oscar that I didn't want a long Solars, but with this strong close, to be honest, it's definitely worth it. Because ENPH, these guys move 13, they can move 10% in one day. So if tomorrow you get a gap up of any sorts, I mean, this is literally just play the continuation. And I don't think it matters much because it's 100K. So we can go check the options chains on this one. Show this guy for you. All right, this dubstep background music is getting a little crazy for me. I can't even like think. We'll pause that for a minute. Oh yes, my ears. ENPH. Who ate on spy calls? Where did you send it to me on? Sorry, what's your? Did you send it to me on Discord or?
Somebody ate my spy calls.
What? What? Someone ate your spy calls? Do you scalp or a swinger? So Ryan, scalping with options is almost impossible and it's pretty worthless. And I'll tell you why. Damn, they're stacking this with calls. So as far as why I don't scalp with options is, Wealth District. What's your username on Discord again? Sorry. Oh, your hands. Okay, that answers it. I'll look. I haven't looked at my DMs today. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'll look at that after. But as far as everything else, so the reason I don't scalp is with options is because of this. Okay, and this is really something you have to consider when you're an options trader. When you're an options trader, you are putting an expiration date on yourself, and what that means is that you're leveraging time. If you want to scalp, go do equity, because the smaller the time frame, the harder it is to predict markets. But if you're going to use options, you have to leverage the time, which means that majority of my profits have come from swing trading. Do I day trade? Sure. But are these day trades in and out in 2 minutes? Absolutely not. If you're scalping as an options trader, you are going to get clapped. Because you're never going to see those 1,000 percenters, those 10Xs. You're never going to see those 500 percenters. You're never going to see those big wins that make up for 20 losses. That's why. Anyway, so that's that. Raider123 Wolf, man, what's up? How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well, man. But yeah, anyway. So J&J went bonkers today. But I still think this one's just completely ass. I'm gonna be honest. Moderna was one that I wanted. What is happening to that stock? You see this though? Chains, look at this. Oh my god, you guys can't see my screen. Check this out. So when we talk about a bottom cycle, you have this right here, huge jump on Moderna. Then you have a chop. This right here, I believe, is the technical bottom. Now you just need this to flush down, liquidate, buy off 110 or 111. That's my idea. Comprende?
Brenda.
All right, now I don't think it might not go that deep. It might actually be a trade right here as well. So 113 or 111. These are your two ideas. So we're going to screenshot this as well. So what you have right here, this is going to be the liquid or the fake out to the upside. Okay, so we'll label that fake out upside. Or we'll just label this technical bottom. How about that? That'll make more sense to people. Technical bottom. Remember, guys, that there's always a bottom. There's always two bottoms to a market bottom. I talked about this last night. There's a technical bottom. And then there's the liquidation bottom. The technical bottom is where everyone buys, it fakes out, and then it goes for the liquidation. So I believe the liquidation where we buy is going to be down here. So it's going to be at one of these levels. So if you guys want to screenshot this idea here, I think that this is going to be the best risk to reward you can get on it. Okay. So if I had to draw a path, it would be down, liquidate, and then back to the high. So it'd be something like this.
All right, low key.
And then from there, you would hold all the way at least to this right here. What'd you say?
Did you see that flow on that ticker A?
No, send it. It's probably garbage if I didn't see it, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be real honest, James. I'm going to be brutally honest.
I think it's good. I think it's good. You're going to love it.
Really?
Maybe not.
Sorry, I need to catch up on these. Hold on one second. What do you think about DE? We can get to that. Gathering cells. Which ticker is Raider talking about? So, Hammer Time, this is Moderna right here. So, this is, I believe, a technical bottom on Moderna, and then it just has to liquidate, and then it'll be a decent opportunity to the upside. PFE? Oh, no. Did I just delete my QQQ chart? Okay, we're good. PFE is typically pretty... I mean, the setup is pretty good, to be honest. But I don't know, man. This stock does not have a good history of moving. I mean, look at this, right? Without even looking at this, you can tell how much it just chops. Like, look at this. Chop, 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 chop. It has no clean moves, dude. So I'd rather just play Moderna, get a 10% day, make 400, 500%, and then call it quits. I don't want to deal with this. Because look at this. There's no clean moves, dude. Absolutely no clean moves. Hey, Raider, what's up, man? How are you? My bad. What are you apologizing for? Hammer Times, thanks. Yep. But yeah, we can throw in some different music. That last one was kind of outrageous. I'm not gonna lie. I need to turn down the volume mixer. Sorry guys, I am not a pro streamer. But other than that, so that's it with the flow. So we did scan the flow. So we had ENPH. So you guys can look at our flow picks here. Chains that's absolutely garbage. Who instructed you to come up with such garbage flow? All right. Let's use chains as a case study. Okay. Do you guys want to have an example here? Do you guys want to have an example? Who here? Type in chat if you were here last night. Type in chat if you were here last night. Let's see who was here last night. Type in chat last night. If you were here last night and you were a part of the flow lesson, which we had a lesson over option flow. So if you're not aware of what we're doing right now, you got to lock in. All right? So type it in chat right now. Let's see who's got it. One more question. What do you think about Nike, please? Thank you. Don't touch it, man. And the reason being, after earnings, whenever you have a big move, there's a rebalancing period. So this probably won't make any significant move for quite some time now. So don't worry about Nike. What app is that? Which app are you talking about?
Talking about Black Box.
Oh, okay, then yeah, it's that. In one of your videos, you mentioned that you have spoken to institutional people that they're pretty dumb, and I agree with it. In India, I work with the institute, and most of my peers are dumb. Yeah, dude. That's just how it is, bro. This idea that retail believes that these institutional traders are very, very smart. Do institutions have, on average, smarter people than retail traders? Absolutely. But they're nothing special. Most of them. Me, it's 3 a.m. here in Morocco. Mo, dude, get some sleep, bro. Okay, so that's basically all the flow. So let's see who was here last night. So we already saw, but I just want to show you guys this. Type in chat, why do we think that this is not a good flow order to consider based off our criteria? Let's see what you guys do. Mental institutions. There you go. Chains, would you like to defend yourself on why you selected this order?
Guys, first of all, it's gonna gap down tomorrow.
Okay.
And then it's gonna put up, and
Yep.
you guys
Sure thing.
are gonna watch it
Sure
and
thing.
make
Sure
that-
thing.
150 to 200% on it. So you guys can thank me tomorrow.
So don't follow that. This is
At
going to be. This
9:30
is.
a.m. At
Listen,
9 a.m. when you watch it gap down and you see
You-
it push up.
you're
and you
listening.
enter-
You're listening to a guy without a girlfriend. Okay, so let's take a step back. Let's reevaluate. If he can't pick a woman, how do you expect him to pick a flow order? That's my piece of advice. Okay. All right, guys. So you say less than 100, under 200K. Strike is crazy. Small order as well. So this is now for those out there. There are. I said there's exceptions to everything. There are exceptions to which orders we take. Sometimes I will consider an under 100K order to follow along, not to bet against. The reason I'm not ever betting against a smaller order is because why would you bet with such small money? You're betting on the idea of the trade. You're not actually betting against it because it's not big enough to cause a reaction from the market makers, which is the whole reason why we take the other side of certain trades on hedge orders, etc. So with this one right here, under 100K, in some instances I will take them, but I'm gonna be honest, none of you are gonna get it right. Like the orders that work out are never the ones you expect them to. And it takes a lot of experience. But with this one, why it's bad, it's a monthly expiration. Now, that's not all bad by itself. Remember, you can't look at a flow and pick by itself certain information. But what's wrong about it is that it's in the money, it's too small, and with this monthly expiration, it likely means nothing. All right. Daddy says small orders are okay long as the idea is intelligent. All right. So, hey, mods, can we get 4 years community service on Kuwani? Guys, Raiders smoking that. I'm missing out on a trade pack. Okay, so I don't smoke, and that's just outrageous. Okay. That flow, and there's the flow. Okay, so here's the flow I found, though, for you guys right here. Okay, I'm going to lay it all out. You guys can take a screenshot of it, okay? So here's ITB. Here's BOK. Okay. And then here is, that's it, right? Is that all she wrote? Yeah. So this one right here, this one is buy the dip. I'm watching, what was the level on the buy the dip? Was it 113 or not 113? It was 813, right? 813 or 811, one of those. I don't think he'll get discounted tomorrow. There's no way. But we'll be watching that. So possible buy the dip on BOK, and then this one is going to be bet against next week on any weakness or gap down. Okay? So these are the two ideas I found. All right, so take a screenshot of those, and then we'll move on to finding more technical ideas based off the rotations and everything else. Trader, you didn't announce that live on IG. Yes, I did. It's on my IG story. It is absolutely cooking up on my IG story. Read it. Read it and weep. Read it and weep. Look at that. ENPH, Blast Trades. We're actually looking at a trade long on that for sure. Trader, my bad. All right, I'm all caught up. We're good. Okay, so these are the two ideas I found. Now, as far as everything else, we have to go look at some other trades. Okay, so what we're going to look at next is the rotations. Okay. So again, if you guys aren't familiar with this tool, it's pretty simple. What you're looking at is some sort of rotation. So what I like to do is look at the 60 and the 30. We've been looking at that for the last several days now, and it's still kind of the same idea. So there is still a rotation happening on tech. Now you can see over the course of today that's changed quite a bit. The 30-minute changes more frequently than the 60, but you can see over the last 2-3 days, so since July 8th, we've had this clean rotation right here. Now, XBT, bro, what's up? Yeah, YouTube's kind of weird with the notifications, I'm not going to lie. Maybe that's why it's kind of bugged, you know, I don't know. Sometimes it does that. But for everyone in here right now, let's see how good you guys are, okay? What is your interpretation of this chart right here? Okay, and I'm going to blow it up nice and big so you have absolutely no excuse. Okay, so right under here is what the sector is. When you look at rotations, what you want to do is you want to find a buddy system. Okay, you want to see things that are grouping up together. So do you guys see any sort of similar sectors? So Chains, let me ask you a question, okay?
Yeah.
Is XLE and XLV related?
No.
What? Yes.
Energy and healthcare?
Yep. Why are they related? Why are they related? Let's see what you can cook up.
Oh. They're defensive.
Yes, but they're also growth. They're the wild cards. So what is a growth part, and the reason why? What is a defensive part of energy?
It's not solar, is it? No, you explain this to me.
Okay. So energy, it's split in half. You have solars, you have risk on, you have innovative energy, and then you have the more defensive, which is like oil. On XLV, you have your pharmaceuticals, your biotechs, and then on the other end of that, you have your more defensive healthcares like your insurance, your other names like that. So there you go. You guys got it. So I see you guys saying oil. That's perfect. So since those sectors are so split, they're actually wild cards. So whichever ones they're grouping up with, defensive or growth, that's which one you know it is. Okay? So right now, if energy is getting rotated into with the rest of value and defensive stocks or sectors, then you know it's going to be a defensive. So when the market starts to drop, as it is, or it starts to slow down, rotation out of tech, you want to be in energy. That's the idea of it, okay? If it were over here with the tech in the XLY, remember these are all three growth sectors, they're buddying up. That means that it would be a growth, in that when the market starts to pull back, you would see a retracement in those along with growth. Does that make sense to everyone? Type yes if you're confused, type no if you're not confused, and type Raiders handsome if you don't know what I just said. I don't know what an ROG chart is, but that's my guess based on what I can see. Tech is weakening, meaning the market probably going to slow down since it's made up. Yes. So XBS, you are absolutely correct. So when you come out of leading into weakening, there's money coming out of this and into this. Now, why I say look for a group up, right? You want to see these things grouping up is wide chains. Why would it matter that these group up? What is different about this versus this right here, chains? What is the difference between this and what I just showed you?
Because you have growth grouping up.
Okay, and why would growth grouping up matter? Like, why doesn't everything just move how it wants?
Because they gotta put money from one sector to the other.
Right. So if we see growth grouping up, that's how we validate a rotation. When we see stocks buddying up, That's how we know that the market is in agreement that this rotation is something they want to go through with. All right? Does that make sense? Does that make sense, Chains?
Oh, you're talking to me, yeah.
All right. All right, everyone in the chat, if you have not already dropped a like, definitely do so on the stream. Confirmation by multiple sectors. Exactly. So sometimes you'll have things like this. So some mornings I'll wake up and I'll see this on the rotations right here. This does not mean anything. And therefore, we don't have to stress ourselves and worry about what's going on. Anything could happen there, but it's most likely a sign of some sort of BS that's about to happen. All right? If the markets aren't unified, it's likely that no major move is going to happen. All right? Carlos says, why? Are you asking a question, Mr. Carlos? Because I'd be happy to answer you. All right, so as far as the RGs go, there is still what appears to be nothing too crazy. I mean, what I'm seeing is this starting to dissolve. I mean, you have tech starting to, you have obviously discretionaries coming up. You have staples coming down, but you do have these value names. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. As far as the 30-minute, it's still clean. I mean, it's still there. You're getting a rotation into value, into defensives. So I'm wondering if today was almost the final hurrah, because this could be the climax, if you will. The volume wasn't so low or anything, so it's it's whatever. We'll have to wait for tomorrow, but that's how that is. So as far as this, what I like to do is, of course, within the strongest sectors right now, which seems to be probably industrials, which I've been kind of bullish on. This one we talked about yesterday. Now, type in chat. Do you guys? Let me make sure you guys understand this. Type in chat if you actually understand the value that I was telling you about yesterday about the rotations. Do you see why that I was saying that the defensive rotation is going on and therefore we need to be looking at those stocks? Do you guys see that? Because if you look at something like XLI, these names had a much cleaner move than something like SMCI. Do you guys understand that principle, that by looking at the rotations, by understanding them, you're not going to waste your own time? Do you guys understand that you're not sitting in calls on something like SMCI all day, not moving? Do you guys understand that? That's a nice looking chart. Well, by golly, Mr. Wolf, I think it is. So the game plan with this one is quite simple. The momentum zone is if it gaps up into it or it has a strong close into it, you hold it to break the expected range because it's likely to squeeze. That's that. Since we didn't have a strong close here, it doesn't count. But yeah, nice chart here. So do you guys understand that? Like, I really need you guys to understand that part. How does it look? How does it work? Like, how do they calculate it? The RG charts, you mean? Yes, and the most important thing about, now you guys might look at me and go, Raider, the market went up. You were wrong. But the markets went up, but the better trade was in something else. You guys have to understand, it doesn't matter if I'm wrong. It matters if I made money. That's ultimately what it is, right? All these gum flappers on Twitter flapping their gums. Guys, I'm bullish on SPY. And they're retweeting all the extremely bullish commentary on SPY. But they're not actually in the markets. If they were in the markets, they would actually care what's going on. And if you're trading something like tech right now, the opportunity is not in tech, right? It might go up, sure. But the big, easiest trades are in where the rotation is flowing. So I just got to say that. Hopefully you guys understand that principle. Because if it's one thing you guys can't fuck up, it's how you spend your time in the markets. You don't need to be going and tugging one out to your favorite stock that you traded since you were an infant. Okay? Just give it up. Go find stocks that are actually moving, right? Okay. Anyway. What stock is this? This is XLI. I'm sorry. I should probably put the titles on. That's my bad. Here. There you go. That should help. Is that better, guys? Does that satisfy? So hopefully you can see that better. Okay. Okay, but other than that, so what we're going to do here, and this is how I like to do it. So XLI, XLE, and banks. These are two that I'm really looking at. So what we're going to do first is we're going to look at XLI. We're going to go down here. And we're going to go to the 30-minute. And we're going to look at which ones are doing well. Now, Uber, this one is very interesting. That one's really weak. Yeah. Probably not the best. FedEx seems to be decent. MMM, maybe. Maybe play the continuation in FedEx. This could be a decent one. Someone asked about DE earlier. It's not a bad setup, but here's what I'll tell you, bro. This thing looks weak as hell. Strong close, but weak as hell. This is more than likely going to get absolutely clapped. I mean, I like the setup again, but damn, man. It just hasn't broken this low still. And that's pretty concerning. So I would pass up on that one. These industrials, you have to be very picky to trade if you want options on them because you have to get the ones that are going to move. Cat looks good. I like Cat. So Cat, any gap up here, back into the range, I think we get a nice move. So Caterpillar is definitely going to be one. So that's that. So Cat, I like this one now. Now, you guys look at this. Now, why do you guys think Cat is a good setup? And I'll give you a hint. Okay? I'll give you a hint. All right. Why do you guys think this is a good setup? Higher time frame look on DE? Nah, it's trash. Don't touch DE. Tug one out is crazy. Can you go into individual sectors on the RGs and show some individual names? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. My bad. I'm reading up on. I'm catching up on chat. Keep these lives going weekly. Snip shorts to from lives. Yeah, Quispy. Why do I sound like a 4-year-old saying that? I'm absolutely gonna do that. Liquidity aggression. So Wolf, when we spit out the buzzword liquidity, are we reading off a vocab list that our teacher signed us, or took out the sellers maybe? There we go, Mr. Kuwani. Good job. So Kuwani was on here the other night. If you guys don't know, he's my goon that I hire to be on the live stream. But that, Carlos, you are absolutely right. So this right here is classic Max Payne fashion. Now, could it end up being the, could this stock ultimately end up going like this and toppling over? Sure. But when we talk about timing markets, we want to be in markets after this happens, even if we're wrong, because if we are right, we are going to get a very quick and very rapid move because this was the climax of selling. So the least contested side is actually to the upside now. At least, again, that we have to front run markets. People sit here and go, guys, come look at my moving averages. Buy my course and look at moving averages. No, we have to front run markets. We can't wait for moving averages, which are lagging, to give us some entry signal. We have to front run markets. So with this, it's very simple. That right here, you have some sort of liquidity grab up here. Okay. So the target is, if you gap up anywhere into this zone right here, okay? It's very, very simple. Very simple. If you gap up or strong close into this, this is going to be an entry long, okay? Now, why do I say that? Because if you've clapped all the sellers if all the sellers are out, not clap them, but if all the sellers are out right here, that means all the selling pressure here, all the selling pressure here, and all the selling pressure here is gone. They're all gone. So if you come back up into this and you need a gap is most favorable. That's when you play cat. As far as time frame with this, 7-19 would probably be best. This setup is especially good because you already have that bigger max pain. Now this is more so like a retest. I don't want to say retest. I hate that word, but it's the final climax of selling from this range, and this should be ready to go now. So 7-19, I think after that. Is everyone clear on that? The last grab of shares for the move up, right? Rug pulled bottom. That's right. Fake out back into the range. Yep, you guys got it. And you asked me, Raider, how do you know that that's likely it? Because you can see by the response here. You can see by the rapid, uncontested response. Okay, so we're gonna be watching this one for sure. So I want to see a gap up into the zone, and I'll take a long because there's no selling pressure here. All right, and then your target is at least above 335. Now people get triggered when I use this word, but you are almost, if you get an entry here, like, okay, whatever, you're almost guaranteed. Now, you know, people go, Raider, there's no guarantees in trading. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. 93%. All right. Does that make you happy? You don't read order flow for this kind of trade? So XBS, there's a couple main avenues that I find trades with. The option flow is just one perspective, okay? That's more the options market. But since we already have an underlying idea, remember, I tell you guys this. If you start, okay, we're going to use a stupid analogy here. If you start, here's the charts, okay, and here's something else. If you start on the trade, if you start trying to find an idea on the charts first, you're always going to lose, okay? You have to find an idea outside the charts. You cannot look at charts first, okay? Now, why do you guys think, let's test your brain. Why do you think, why am I getting Discord notifications if I'm not even seeing them? Anyway, I only saw it on my stream. That's weird. So why do you guys think that you would, to find successful trade ideas, you have to start off the charts first? Examples, seasonal charts, RRG charts, option flow. Why do you guys think that that is the best way to trade? Let's see what you got. Chains, how you doing, man? Let me check in on you. What's going on?
I'm good.
Good.
Wait, what was your question again?
How did you get here?
I was here the whole time.
Someone said you're so fat that your pronouns are pounds and kilograms. All right. You need a reason to be able to trade data. Market doesn't move by drawing trend lines. Fundamentals drive the market. So here's what let me blow everyone's socks out of the waters, okay? Price action is almost meaningless if you do not have a reason to validate it. Let me explain. There are thousands of Head and Shoulders right now in the market. There are thousands of cup and handles. There are thousands, I don't trade patterns, but we're just using that for reference. There are thousands of technical setups that I like in the markets right now. But only a few of them are going to move. So for people, and I'm serious when I say this, guys, if you ever see anyone in chat go, and I've had people comment on my videos, believe me, all that matters is price action, Raider. Read the charts and you'll be profitable. No. All right. Wake up. All right. Let's get a wake up. Here we go. Let me play some sounds for you guys. Let me wake you up here. Okay. That's childish. You do not want to be that guy who says, only read the price charts and you'll be profitable. Do not. Okay. The reason being is, again, there are thousands of patterns, thousands of setups out there all at once, but you need a reason to justify why that one can actually move. Does that make sense to everyone? Build a narrative. Kuwani, that's absolutely right. Raider, read the charts and you will be profitable. Shaking my head. Okay, so we're going to need 12-hour ban on wealth. 12-hour ban on wealth. All that matters is price action, Raider. Okay, so let's say you and I are at a bar, okay? And we see, okay, by the way, this is Cat, so we're going to keep looking at other trades. But let's say you and I are at a bar, okay? And I pull out the blue light glasses, okay? And I look at you like this. You ready? All right, everyone in chat, pay attention, okay? And if I look at you like this, what are you doing, okay? What are you guys doing? What's your guys' first reaction? What are you guys doing to that? Chains, aren't you like 460 now? Are you still bulking?
Yeah.
Okay. Chains, I have an assignment for you.
I just saw that on your stream.
Chart the SPY right now. Let's see how good you are. This IR looks actually crazy, but the problem is their contracts are probably ass. It's not worth it. All right, so that's pretty much it. I like Cat. Okay, does everyone agree? Does everyone like Cat? Now this MM is pretty good as well. Patterns are often used to induce retail to enter and exit, aka manipulation. You know, Wolf, I think there's a narrative that goes around. Again, this goes back to our talk last night about how malicious market makers are actually. I don't believe so. I don't think patterns are out there. I think that it's just this weird phenomenon that maybe no one understands, that once a pattern works for so long, it stops working because, you know, who knows? I don't know why. I can't say I understand that. I don't think anyone understands that, but it's just how it is, right? When a market gets crowded and everyone's doing the same thing, it just stops working. But, you know, I don't think it's that malicious. Yeah, the charts are very similar with this one. Now, with MM, what's interesting is that this is technically the... It has earnings July 26th. Let's see Cat. When do they have earnings? They have later July. So we have another week. I think, yeah, Cat's better to play on this one. Cat or MM? Just watch both. They're the same trade. But watch Cat and MM, all right? I don't think the contracts are that good on MM. Let me look. MMM. 3M. So for July 19th contracts, no, they're pretty good. They are actually pretty good. And you can get paid a fair amount too. So MMM and Cat, both those, okay? Write those down as well. Keep those on your watch list. Chains. Now, are you charting the SPY right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll screenshot this one. So this is gonna be MMM, and then we had the BLK trade. This was gonna be buy the dip. Then we had, I'm gonna paste these all in there for you guys. By the way, guys, if you are new here, welcome. We got lots going on. If you guys are wondering who is in the call with me right now, these are the goons that I've been. Well, they're just my goons. They're newer. When did you join the Discord, James?
Like November.
Okay, so it's been a minute, but yeah, it's almost been a year for you. And then, but these guys, they've been working hard in the Discord. Really good guys. If you guys are wondering, no, I am not self-taught. I say this every time, but these guys took a chance. And what would you rate your experience out of 400, Chains?
Like at least 401.
Oh wow, that's very intelligent of you. But yeah, Zach, my mentor, all those guys are in there. If you guys actually want to get in a professional community, that's all I gotta say. All right, but if you guys want a discount code, just if you're serious about joining, like actually, just let me know and I'll hook you up with one. But otherwise, I'm not even gonna say it on live because then everyone's just gonna have it. Okay, I'm pasting all those trades in for you. Gooners. The buy when retail sells, sell when retail's buying. I'll say no more. Well, you know, you say that, but retail is only less than 10% of the volume. So it's really not, it's not that. I think the idea that retail is just this punching bag, they're not. You also have to also understand that retail is not, I mean, I think they're less than 10% of the volume. I could be wrong, but you have to also understand, where is majority of mom and pop's money at? It's in firms. They're invested in mutual funds. They're invested in mom and pop financial advisors. So this idea that retail is just getting clapped over and over again, it's other market makers balancing markets with other participants. I think the majority of volume is fund to fund volume. So if you want to make an argument who's getting clapped harder, it's actually the funds. But that's, anyway. I think the narrative is that, you know, retail is this, and they suck at trading, but there's no malicious intent behind these markets. If there were, there would cease to be a market, and I truly mean that. Someone is getting clapped. Well, yeah, someone, absolutely, man. I mean, hell, you guys want to see something funny here? Look. Look at this. The other day, this is kind of funny. If you guys want to talk about now you guys talk about, like, you know, Raider, you know, who's getting clapped in the market. Here you go, Wolf. This guy just placed a $2 billion order on SPX. He sold these calls. So he's probably down, you know, a couple tens of million. Can you include the prop firms? Yeah, but there's like no prop firms. Like, prop firms make up such a small percentage of the volume. Like, I don't think you understand how much volume. Like look at this one order. 1, 2, 3 Wolf. This one order. Oh, my bad. This one order on SPX is $2 billion. I don't even think retail traded $2 billion yesterday. And this is just casually being thrown around. This happens all the time. I mean, there's trillions of dollars of options expiring on a quad witching. Think about that. Probably Roaring Kitty trade. I think he might need a bigger wallet for that one. Okay, moving on, guys. So we looked at XLI. Now we have to look at XLE here. Okay. So, as far as you other people in chat, what do you think? What is your favorite? What is your favorite stock to trade right now, and why? Let's hear what you got. Chains, are you still charting the SPY chart?
Oh, it's in chat.
Okay, we'll look at it here after this. After I look at some energy stocks here. CTRA, KME, OKE, APA. APA might be the move. No. SLB, BKR, OKE. These all just look very. Ooh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, they have earnings in August. This could be a good one. OKE maybe? What about SLB? SLB's clapped. APA. Typically, I wait for APA or SLB flow to trade energy, but those typically hit, man. Oh, wait. I'm looking at the wrong one. I'm a dummy. My bad, guys. I keep adjusting the screen wrong. Okay, so SLB, DVIN, BKR, FANG. Spy, Cigna Group. Okay, so you put an S instead of a C. No Diddy. You can include prop firm. Oh, wait. I already read that. Spy, mouse over the left icons to see small pop-up charts. I'm going to be honest. I don't even, like... I'm not that sophisticated with TradingView. Diamondback Energy. This is bad. APA. Yeah, so typically my favorite one of these is APA. Oxy is pretty trash right now. Oxy is pretty trash. Now, wait a minute. No, wait. This could actually be good. So it looks like Oxy is the favorite. Let's see. Let's go take a look at XOP too. We have to look at those. XOP. That's just not as strong. Guys, I think Oxy is the stronger one. You only trade futures? No, man. I trade only options. QQQ for option strategy and Q for my future strategy because my strategies are tuned around big cap tech. Nice. So this setup is very similar. So what we have right here is we have what appears to be liquidation. You come up, you flag, you start to chop, and I think this could get another extension. So be watching Oxy. Any gap up tomorrow, this is going to be a good one. So if we wanted to make this an actual trade idea, we would say that if we open at or above this is going to be my trigger to long right here. Okay. That's assuming we don't have some crazy ass gap down tomorrow. Okay. So this would be my long trade on Oxy. All right, Mr. Chains, let's go look at your chart here. Let's see what you got cooking. All right. Raider's so handsome and cool. I want to become a mod. Okay, so are we begging me for mod? Here, how do I give you mod? Okay, there you go. I think you're a mod now. Yeah, you are. That's funny. Okay, so change his chart in Spy. So let's go grade him on his charting skills here. Let's see what he's cooking up here. Okay. So you got that zone right. How'd you get this blue zone? Is this like expected range or something? What is this? Chains. Did we just like pull up mine and like copy it or something? No, yours is different. Okay. It's pretty good. Okay, Chains. Okay. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Now, I would say Chains. This looks like you did it falling asleep or something. But we'll let that one slide. Okay, so you wanted to look at ENPH. So yes, this one we already have a long trade idea on. So this ENPH flow came in. Now, this is for 712. Whenever you see this small of an order with kind of this aggressive of a expiration, it only means one thing, especially on a bullish setup. So look at this. He bought this at 107. He bought this right at the top. So how you want to approach this is tomorrow he's actually more than likely to be discounted. But you can't miss this. So what I like to typically do with these is at open, I'll buy like one contract right away. I mean, they're only like 50 cents, but at open, they'll probably like, if you want to get closer to the money, it'll be like $1 or $1.20. You buy right away. If you start to get clapped 30%, just let it run, cut the trade, and then once it discounts, see if at close it has a strong close. If at close it has a strong close, long it for the next expiration, so 719. That's typically how I play these. So for ENPH, you can look at the 712. It seems pretty loaded with the calls, to be honest, especially since he bought these. But it looks like that next expiration is not so bad, and that they might come for that 110. So I actually think that playing the 719 trade on ENPH will be better than the 712 or the day trade, but I'm still going to try to catch the day trade tomorrow. So it might take 2 tries, but that's how I typically play it. $30-year ban. Imagine I made every viewer a moderator. That's weird though. I don't think YouTube sent out notifications, unless if I'm wrong. Did you guys get notifications or? Anyway. All right, so we have a few trade ideas here. So ENPH, that's ones you're gonna have to watch. I mean, I'll keep that one on watch tomorrow, but ultimately the idea is gonna be tricky, but I think it's doable for 719. You do have earnings coming up, which there will likely be a run up into. Actually, it might be worth getting longer than maybe 726, but the IV is gonna be crazy. Just screw it. Okay. So there's ENPH. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So, why are you trading next expiration when the flows for this one? So, Wealth District, you have to understand that, hands, that the value and flow is not always following exactly how they trade it. It might be that their idea is correct, but their timing is wrong. For example, you could have a guy that placed a 712 like this one, and he places it at the top of this breakout. It could end up being that 100K order is too much to close in the money for 712, but not too much to close for 719 above. So it could be that he actually cucks himself, and once he does that, then the next expiration will actually run now that he's expired. Does that make sense? So you have to play it with the utmost intelligence, that you're understanding the possible reactions of the market, and that if you follow it blindly, you're going to get clapped with this guy. Where instead of doing that, you could just simply let him get clapped, and then now that the bigger size is relieved, you follow along with that. Does that make sense? Second mouse gets the cheese. Why have I never heard that? What? I'm in solar right now. It's the busiest time of the year, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do good on earnings. Yeah, so the big idea behind Solar's Blast is that right now, I don't know if you guys have known this, but we've been talking about buying Tesla forever now. A lot of guys in the Discord bought shares. I just traded the options to the upside on this. But here, I'll kind of show you guys. So the idea behind this is that Tesla's price action, and I don't know if you guys remember me saying this a while ago, but Tesla's price action a while ago was pricing in. This is pricing in basically a rate cut. So what's happening here is that they're front running a rate cut. So if this continues and Powell kind of mentions, hey, look guys, post CPI, for example, we're going to cut, etc. I don't know when he talks. I think it's this week or next. That this will start to run up into that rate cut. For the traders that are waiting for the rate cut, they're going to lose money because it's always the run up into the rate cut that's going to make money. Okay. So it's the time to buy these is actually coming up very soon. At least solar. Solar should follow along. Let me see here. So I was trying to show you guys this. I think June 30th, right? We'll do a little case study before I get off here. This will be your guys' lesson for tonight. Okay? Where is Tesla? Oh, that's it. Back it up. Back it up. So here's what this trade is, okay? Is this really it? Yeah, it is. Okay, so the idea behind this one, which I put on the Raider report, this was a trade a while ago, but the idea behind this one was that, here, I'll show you. So what happened here was you had Tesla. Now, when you're coming back here, and I'll show you guys, all right, who here wants a trick? Do you guys want me to show you a trick with a specific indicator? Yes or no? Yes or no? Let me know. Yes or no? So it's too close to the expiration, so MMs will expire and worthless, then run it. Yes. But my advice to you hands right now, don't overwhelm yourself with the flow right now. It takes a lot of discretion to understand what's good and what's not. You'll be able to filter out which orders are bad, but to actually know which ones are good, it's going to be very tough. You're going to have to just have experience, and that comes with charting, with knowing the rotations more, understanding that kind of stuff. Yes, yes, yes. Wait, never mind. Jerome talks end of July. Yeah, I think it's sometime soon. Wealth District, the MMs would never do something so diabolical. Momentum indicator, yes. All right, guys. So, if you guys ever want to use this, now I can eyeball this. It's not that hard. But if you whip out the MOM indicator, okay, and you ever have a consolidation whenever the markets chop and you have momentum going down and it starts to tank like this, that is a sign that there will be a dramatic fake out in one direction or the other. Does that make sense to everyone? Now, the other side of the coin is that if the markets start to chop and momentum starts to trend up, or momentum has a spike up or whatever, that is a sign that the markets will expand either direction. There is no directional bias to this. So let me repeat that. If the markets start to chop and you see a big dump in momentum, that means there will be a fake out to one side or the other. So for example, if it gaps up the next day, you short the gap up. Okay? No, not divergence. I don't want you to think about that. If the momentum chops, or if the markets chop and the momentum goes up, expect a clean expansion in one direction or the other. Okay? But the other way is going to have a fake out. So let me show you some more examples so you fully understand this. Okay. All right, here we go. Chains, are you still here?
No.
Oh, you aren't, huh?
No.
Okay, so do you guys see this right here? So we had the markets pump, they chopped, pumped. Okay, so we're right here. Next day, market gaps up, momentum shits the bed, and then it starts to chop. But on that chop, even though the market's going up, you had the momentum all the way down here. This is a sign of a fake out. You gap up the next day, you short it. Now let me show you probably some more clean examples here. So right here, you had the markets going up, lots of momentum, you start to chop. On this chop, you have a declining momentum. That means there will be a fake out in one direction or the other. In this case, you had a big dump and a big pump back up. Okay. Now, it's kind of tricky to time that one, to be honest. Now, on the flip side of that, whenever you see a market chop, 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 but then you have an increasing momentum. Check this out. You had an increasing momentum. This right here tells you the markets are going to expand. And whichever way they expand, it's going to be a very clean move. See that? Does that make sense to everyone? That's a big nugget. All right, so remember, there's no directional bias to if the momentum is going up within a chop. It just means there's going to be a clean expansion. Whereas the other one, if you had a chop, 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 and you have a declining momentum, that's not really a good example. You're not always, again, if you get good enough, you can just spot this with your eyeball when it's going to fake out. But when you have something like this, for example, you had a dump, you had a pump, and then all of a sudden, in this chop, the momentum starts to tank. See how the momentum tanked here? This is a sign when the market's chopped, momentum tanks, that there will be a fake out. You gapped up, you short the gap up. So it's going to be a fake out in one direction or the other. Does that make sense? And how would you know which direction, order flow or RRG? I mean, you just gotta get locked in, man. I mean, there's no clear answer to that. And this goes for a big idea, guys. Stop looking for this word confluence. Okay? And I'm trying to cleanse your brain of terms that no one actually uses in the real trading world. Like, let me tell you. Hundreds of millions. Okay? I've been around that. None of these guys are using that. So, stop. You don't need the word confluence. And what that means is you don't go, I need my momentum to go up. I need MACD to be going down or crossing over. I want my charts to be chopping and I want order flow to come in. If you put that many constraints on an idea, you're never going to trade. You're going to have the sickness that retail has, which is called waiting. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for this. I'm going to wait for that. I'm going to wait for it to drop more to get a better price. And then it goes up. 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 And you waited and you lost. So the idea is you always have to front run markets. And you don't need confluence necessarily for this. So for example, if the markets are weak up here, you have a chop, you come here and you chop like this, you gap up and you start to sell off. This is just a matter of, well, what's going on? Is the market's generally bearish? Well, I'll tell you this is during April. And, you know, the summertime, April tends to be really choppy anyways. It tends to be ass. Well, April and May tend to be really ass. But that's kind of that. So there's context to it, but you do not need this word of confluence. Down, you'll be a clown. So this idea works with everything. Now, what you'll have to do is kind of go back in replay mode, and you'll have to tell yourself, you know, okay, so if I'm looking at this in real time, what do I see here? And if you start to see the markets chop, like this isn't really a chop right here. Okay, now it's starting to kind of chop. So what are you guys seeing? So you're seeing momentum continue right here on this close, Friday open, you saw momentum skyrocket. Okay, so that's in my head. Okay, now it's time to expand. So now you get some sort of expansion. Okay. Now, let's do this in real time again. Okay, so we're waiting for a market chop here. Okay, so right here the market's chopping. But what do you notice? You saw momentum drop, and then momentum came back up and starts to hold. One more spike and we can long. Okay, see, so that wasn't really anything of any value there. So right here we're dropping. Okay. So we're just doing random shit now. Wait for it to chop. Okay, this is a market chop right here. Oh, Damn it. Well, on that other, you guys could tell what happened here. The markets start to chop, but momentum is tanking. So I bet you this ends in some sort of fake out. There you go. Do you see that? So you had gap up, sell off. Now, let's see another market chop here. Okay. So here you go. You have the markets chopping, and you have a huge decline in momentum. What does that mean, guys? Second mouse gets the cheese. Stop saying that. That is the most boomer saying I've ever heard in my life. Hey, Raider, second mouse gets the cheese. Have a great day. Like, no. Get that out of my head. I'm going to go to bed tonight thinking about second mouse gets the cheese, and it's going to piss me off. First mouse gets clapped in the mouse chat. So what do you guys see based off of this? So the expectation is a fake out. Now, let me be very clear to you guys right now. Do not go and try to trade off of this. All right? This is not the only way. You're not going to be looking at a momentum and going, Raider, I'm going to place a trade. It's going to be a fake out. Please don't do that. So let me give you a little context before we talk about this. Market is at all-time highs. Is it a good idea to short right now? Probably not. But if we start to see some intraday weakness, let's pull the trigger. All right? Here we go. Well, there you go. Do you guys see it now? Do you guys comprende? Does this make sense to you all? Now, guys on the internet go, but Raider, if the momentum goes up, it means the markets go up. No. It's not how you're supposed to approach it. And they'll also go, but Raider, when the momentum goes down, that means you short. No, you wait for the fake out first, especially when it's choppy. Momentum doesn't really matter. This idea of momentum divergence, it's whatever. Like, this is the best way to use momentum. I'm going to be honest. Anyway. All right, guys. Do we have any... This was your lesson for tonight, by the way. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about? Any charts, any stocks you want me to look at? Before you guys go, if you guys have not already signed up for the Raider Report, we just added the other week the seasonal tools. So make sure you guys do this. I'm telling you, like, let me show you. Let me show you this. Season AX. You can't make this up. I can't even see their price plans. That's crazy. Pricing. Okay. Season AX charges $80 for the professional. Okay. They charge $80 a month. I pay $120 because I have the premium. They charge $80 a month for their seasonal tool. Okay. Let me show you the seasonal tool. Their seasonal tool is this. Okay. This is their seasonal tool. This is what you pay $80 a month for right here. All right. What I've done is I've created the same thing, the same data for free on the, well, not for free, but with the subscription on the Raider Report. Okay. So you get all my reports, all my trades, everything for $50. All right. So there you go. Same data too. You can compare multiple stocks. So we could do XLE and SPY. And you can do it over different time frames as well. It's pretty cool. But anyway, that's enough shameless promo. Let's see what you got here, guys. Nancy Pelosi. So Blast Trades, are we looking for a girlfriend or you're into older women? What's going on with that? Raider, if the momentum goes up, then the market goes down. If the momentum goes up, then the market goes up. Negative. What time frame can you use this on? we're talking specifically for consolidations hands, that is not true. You've never set a mouse trap and it shows glue trap generation. Okay, so now we're arguing about which rodent control devices are better. This is a stock trap. Have you ever considered to work at a trading firm such as DRW? No, but yes. So let me tell you this. I used to talk. So when I was out in the Bay Area, I approached several institutions. Now, one of the biggest problems was my age. So a lot of the guys were willing to give me a shot, but I was very young, and to be honest, it was kind of hard. But I'm almost 21 now, so could I reapproach that in the future? Sure. But one of the biggest things they were looking for were college grads. I'm doing online university right now. I'm a senior. I'm going to graduate probably in December. But they were not pleased to talk to anyone without a college graduate. That's just the reality of it. As far as other things, like if I'm good enough, things like that, I don't think that's an issue. I think I'd absolutely do well. The other issue was the restrictions. Getting licensing, not that you have to at all prop firms, but like Series 7, 65, a lot of these other licensing with futures licensing. It's so restrictive. Seeing my girlfriend, what she goes through with the financial advisor stuff is it's challenging for her, especially when she was on social media. She had to shut all that down. She can't talk about finance. She can't mention finance on the internet. It's very challenging, all the restrictions. But personally, is that something in the future I would be down to do? Maybe, I'm not going to close the door, but right now I've done very well trading on my own. And I think there's something about building your own thing, how you like it, that might even leverage me into a better position later on to making my own fund or something like that with some other investors. So that's that. What university? I'm online at the University of Cincinnati. College is a waste of time if you made enough money in your trades. I mean, I originally thought about that because, when I was 18, I was like no bueno on college. I did not want to go. But I kind of grew up a little in the sense that, I mean, especially with the firm, investors want to see your credentials. And no matter how much I want to try to convince the world that I'm qualified to do what I'm doing, they're not necessarily going to do that unless if I meet certain parameters. So I have to be somewhat of a people pleaser sometimes, right? You can't always be just what you want. If you want to find success, you're going to have to compromise in some avenues. So I was like, you know what? If I do online, I can do it while I'm doing all this stuff. It takes probably 2 hours a week, 2 hours every other day, right? And so I was happy with that. So I was only in college online for about a year and a half, and I've already graduated almost. So it was not difficult at all. Make $5 million a year doing this stuff, put yourself a cool house. Yeah, you're right. But that's just something I'm not interested in doing that institution stuff right now. It means I'd have to shut down social media. It means I'd have to stop doing what I'm doing right now. And I'd have to close down the Raider Report. And I'm just starting things. I'm young. I can take a lot of risk. And my idea is that my trading skills will not leave me. This will always be with me. And they're only going to get better. So I have time to do that. What I don't have time to do is dick around for too much longer and just keep building this, right? I've spent probably close to a year building the Raider Report and, working on media and stuff like that. So I can do this another year or so. I have my own apartment. I don't plan on changing that anytime soon. And yeah, so we're just rolling with that right now. But as I get older, absolutely, my responsibilities will increase. I'll look for something more aggressive, something that pays the big bucks. Especially with derivatives, I've had a lot of conversations with people when I was out in the Bay Area, and these guys were, they're like, hit us up when you're older, we'll get you in. And these guys are making, $450K with 25% commission on these derivative funds. And 25% commission is it's tens of millions. Proprietary trading. I started my own business in 1996. Build your own business, Raider. You got what it takes. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. The Sunday nights till 3 a.m. Yeah, so some nights I'll do the Raider report, and I want to get it out before Monday open. This last Monday I actually didn't because I was traveling. It's very rare for me to do that. But I will legitimately stay up till 6 a.m. to finish the Raider report some nights. Like, I'll literally hear the morning birds chirping by the time I finish. Why sacrifice your freedom for money? The whole point of trading or making money this way is general and sacrificing money. Yeah, so here's my strat is XB, if I go to corporate, if I go to this regulated fund side of things, I can't come back, right? I can revoke my license, I can do this, but by that, the momentum in this is dead. So it has to be this first, and then later on, once this dies, then I can go to that. Because then I can't go back to this anyways. So that's that. But other than that, guys, I really hope you guys have a great night. Thank you so much for coming. If you guys learned something, type a Raider is handsome in the chat or just say yes. Either one works. Don't compliment me too much. Thanks for coming. Mixed Songs, it's nice to see you again. Raider, you're 6'4". No. Guys, how tall do you think I am? Yeah, exactly. You can always host live streams. The problem is, Mixed Songs, that's just not true with a lot of the institutions. They put regulations on you. It's not federal. It's not state. It's just their own firm regulations. They don't allow you to do that. As far as proprietary trading, maybe if I did something with a firm that allowed me to, but those are rare, and maybe if it was an online one. But majority of firms want you to keep your mouth closed about how they trade and how you trade and how their processes work, for both legality reasons and stuff like that. But it's just very challenging, especially, again, like I said, I've been really involved in like my girlfriend's process of becoming a financial advisor, and wow, man, like she can't even mention stock tickers on podcasts. Like she can't mention a specific stock ticker. She can only say general comments about the market. It's kind of tough. 5'2", 5'11", 5'8", ban Raider. So why is my own mod threatening to ban me? What's up, Mr. Morris? We'll be live sometime tomorrow, probably. Consider a pass for the FINRA exams. What regulation is it? So, again, it's not necessarily federal and it's not state, but it's the own firm. So, to the best of my knowledge, of course, the biggest thing in financial advisors, for example, and I'm not talking about trading or whatever, but the biggest hump in becoming like a financial advisor is obviously when you're registered. You are registered with FINRA and you're directly involved with, obviously the SEC, etc. But the biggest thing is, of course, liability. And it's not so much like, again, it's not a book written down in the Constitution or something, or it's not a line written down in the Constitution, but it's a firm by firm basis that, it's a common practice that, you can't go and talk about individual stocks or else you're just not going to have a job here. You can get us in trouble. Compliance doesn't like that. So I guess, sorry, I was like having an aneurysm there for a second, but it's just compliance. It's understanding that part. So again, if you go even watch if you go watch Stonk Queen's videos or the Financial Queen now, she has to delete all of her videos once she gets her licensing, because any video that mentions like a specific ticker and stuff, firms hate that stuff. And again, this is not like you're going to get sued if it's there, but there's extreme liability to it when it comes to firm by firm basis. That you can't disclose information from a company. What is preventing you from talking about trading once you leave? So again, if I left a firm, you're right. There's no, again, if I have my licensing, but I'm not employed by a firm, then I have really no ties. That's what I'm trying to say, I guess, is that it's just a firm by firm basis. So let's say I go work at Citigroup. they would fire me if I started live stream talking about trading, right? Do you get that? So it's not like FINRA's going to come knocking down my door with the SWAT team, but I can't work at firms because they don't like that. Their compliance is going to do backflips on it, if that makes sense. Unless you sign a non-disclosed clause. It's a violation of an NDA. Well, again, not all firms have NDAs. Like, my girlfriend doesn't have an NDA. Is your girlfriend Chat Mama? Is my girlfriend Chat Mama? So Chat Mama is a married woman of older age. No, she is not my girlfriend. My senora is... Here you go. This is my senora. This is Miss Stonk Queen. Okay, so you can go drop her a follow. She's on YouTube. Yes, it's Chat Mama. Stop, bro. That's so wrong. I can promise you that your girlfriend has an NDA. No, she doesn't, man. I mean, to some extent, like, you can't talk about your clients' portfolios, but as far as like talking about stocks and stuff, like saying the word, let's look at SPY and I like SPY, she can't give opinions, stuff like that, if that makes sense. But anyway, hope you guys have a great night. What's up, Witchell? The crazy thing is you guys met on Discord. We did meet on Discord. Isn't that funny? That story is too funny. But yeah, you guys can go watch her videos. I mean, she has these, so she's not licensed right now. At least the series, I forget what she's doing, but she's doing like, she's talking about, she can still talk about right now because she's not licensed. She can talk about RRGs and stuff, but she just cannot talk about like, I think this stock is going here, or she can't say, I think that the markets are bullish till this date, or, like that. She can't give specifics. But that's kind of that. Anyway, guys, hope you guys have an amazing rest of your night. We're going to get off for tonight. I'll probably be on tomorrow afternoon or something like that. We'll see. Other than that, guys, have a great night. Bye-bye.